iConz of Rock presents.
So now, on Merryweather's second LP, you had a whole host of stars. You had Dave Mason, Steve Miller, Charlie Musselwhite,
Howard Roberts, Barry Goldberg.
Wow. How on earth, I mean, was it just like the big Topanga hang and, hey, dude, will you come and play on my thing? Or, I mean, you look at trying to book stars like that now, and you've got to go through a litany of agents and lawyers. And how on earth did Merryweather wind up with all of these incredible people on one record?
Well, it started with driving to rehearsal one day on Ivar Avenue, I think it was. We came to Sunset, and we're going to make a left turn. And the funny thing is there's a cop behind us, ready to make a turn too. And I see this guy walking down the street, and it's Dave Mason. I go, "Hey, are you Dave Mason?" And he goes, "Yeah, I think so." And he like shrugges and looks at himself. Yeah, yeah. I said, "Come here." And he comes over, and we had a talk in the window of the car, and this cop just sat there while we were holding him up. It was great. I said, "Dave, I'm Neil Merryweather. We have a band on Capitol, and we're ready to do our second album. It'd be great. Would you like to come in and jam on some stuff?" And he said, "Yeah, it'd be great, mate." Yeah. So that was the start of it. So then I thought, why not get some more? And my manager at the time, Maury Alexander, had worked with Miller Goldberg Blues Band back in Chicago, and he also did an album with Charlie Musselwhite. So he was able to get those three involved. Very cool. And I wanted to get Howard Roberts, because Howard Roberts had his Howard Roberts Jazz Quartet thing on Capitol too. So I was able to find him, and he was doing a lot of session work. And so we had a lineup of people, and we even brought this guy Bobby Notkoff in. He played with the LA Philharmonic, and he was this hippie violinist that was renowned for being like fabulous. So we brought him in for a solo piece, and went on into United Studios and Western Studios on Sunset there, or Hollywood, Western, yeah. And started just getting together, and the get-together was great.
I was going to say, were these like session piece players that just came in one at a time, or did they ever get to meet each other? Or?
Well, we brought in Dave Mason and Charlie Musselwhite on the same session.
Wow. And
I don't know if that was good or bad, because Charlie would carry around his briefcase, looking like the blues cat he is, you know.
Right.
And he'd open his briefcase, he got his little green bullet mic and his harmonicas and 2 bottles of vermouth.
As you do.
Right. And him and Dave started, drinking.
Well, you've got to keep your fluids up.
Yeah, and started drinking. And then Howard Roberts hits the room, and I'm thinking, there's a straighter guy, And Howard introduces himself, and then he opens up a gold cigarette case, and I think he's going to smoke, and it's all rolled joints. So you can imagine how the jam went on from there. Yeah, working with those guys was a joy. And Charlie is just the consummate blues guy, laid back. The way he talks is so laid back, right. So at that big smile on his face, and he just like charges into a number without even thinking about it. He just feels it so well. Barry Goldberg, the next session was with Barry and Steve, but Howard Roberts was great, and him and my guitar player Dave Burt, they traded their roles. Dave wanted to play more jazz stuff, and Howard wanted to burn on rock and roll, and he had a fuzz tone, and he was like really into it,
That's wild. Well, we saw Dave Mason just a couple of months ago, and he's just doing great.
Yeah, I saw him in Vegas.
Yeah. No, he's just doing
I went over to talk to him. Yeah.
Well, us old rock and rollers never die, do we? So
no.
We're hanging in there.
No.
That's great.
Almost, but I'm back.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah, the next thing, you asked me about working with them. The next night we went into a different studio, and that's where Steve Miller turned up and Barry Goldberg turned up. Barry had worked with Steve, and they broke up. And so when they got back together, it was like a reunion of sorts, But they were more serious. There wasn't the vibe of the fun thing going on. It was like
no vermouth, no joints.
And we did one of Steve's things he brought, and we jammed on another blues-oriented thing. And it came to the end of the song, and Steve did this guitar lick to end the song.
Right.
You think that ended the song? Barry then did a lick to end the song.
Oh, the never-ending solo.
Yeah, and then Steve did a lick to end the song. And there was about 5 trade-offs just between organ and guitar to end the song. It was like is that the reason they broke up? You know,
That's
what
funny.
ego tops the other ego? I don't know.
It's like
But
Toto's Sunset Grill, you know.
we put it on the record.
The never-ending. Oh, I bet you
Yeah.
would. Of course. Why wouldn't you? That's fabulous.
Yeah, it
Awesome.
was fun.
Thank you.